first of all, sorry for the weird ass camera angle today on today's video, but as you can see behind me, repositioning my desk in this room and then trying to record a video during the day fucking sucks. I mean, look at this. This is awful. I'm gonna have to black out these windows or something. It's like this window and then the white door just makes it impossible. So I apologize for anybody that's watching this video right now, but yeah, we're gonna get into a topic today that I honestly have been avoiding this for a while, but it's time to talk about it because I think it's finally boiled over and gotten to a point where it needs to be discussed. So today we're going to be talking about the sensitive subject that is Gamergate 2.0. We're going to be talking about the hashtag Free Stellar Blade movement. We're going to be talking about all that shit. And we're going to discuss it today in great detail. We're going to talk about my stance, and we're going to talk about both sides of the fence on this because there are two sides to it. I do have a pretty clear stance on like where I stand as far as the Gamergate 2.0 stuff goes, but I just want to present facts basically and talk about it because I think that is one of the biggest problems with this whole situation is that facts are not being presented, and you have one side that just is doing nothing but gaslighting to get their way, which is working, by the way. And then you have another side that would like to just present facts and have an honest discussion about this situation. And the other side is saying, fuck that, we're just going to continue to gaslight. Very much like the original Gamergate. So anyways, let's go ahead. We'll dive into it. And before we dive into it, I will say I do actually have my copy of, as you can hear here, thanks Amazon. Like, it's clear. We're going to open it right now anyways, but I do have my copy of Stellar Blade. It came yesterday. I've not had a chance to play it. It literally just came yesterday. Here's a little ASMR for you as I say take off. Hear that? Take off the wrapping. Fresh new game smell. I open it, of course, the disc, loose. Of course it is. That's why I wanted to open it, because I knew the disc was loose. I heard it has a pretty cool reverse cover. I'm not going to deal with that right now. But yeah, here's my copy of Stellar Blade. Proof that I purchased the game. So in case anybody's out there like, he's not going to fucking buy the game. No, I bought the game. But let's get into it. First of all, you're probably asking, what is the Free Stellar Blade movement? What the fuck is this? Maybe you're coming into this and you're going, I've never heard of this Free Stellar Blade movement. I want to know. Tell me what it's about. So the person that's kind of masterminded this whole Free Stellar Blade movement is a man on Twitter known as Grums. He is his real name is Mark Kern. He's a former CEO and designer of the original World of Warcraft. He produced Diablo 2, StarCraft. You know, so big time deal back in the day. He's working on some sort of like Ember game right now. I don't really know much about it. Don't really care, if I'm being honest. That's not the point of this video. But he's a pretty outspoken person on Twitter, and he has, 150,000 followers, as you can see right here. That's a lot of followers. So like a lot of people follow this man. A lot of people listen to his opinion. Anyways, he has started what he calls an 8-step plan to free Stellar Blade. The reason this guy's pissed off and he's mad is because there was content taken out of Stellar Blade, and there's been enough evidence put out there to show that, hell yeah, there was content that was cut from Stellar Blade. It all has to do with this woman's outfits. This game has gone through the ringer in the last month and a half because of, the leftist side, we're going to say extreme left because that's what they are, of games journalists, which at this point it's all games journalists pretty much are left side. It seems like that. I know that's a hyperbolic statement to make, and I know there are games journalists out there that are not this way, but it seems like most of them are, have been pushing this idea that the character that you play as, Eve, in this Stellar Blade game is overly sexualized and it's not acceptable and we need to not do that anymore. And they cried for censorship for certain outfits. And there was another thing that was put in the game, I'm not going to show it here, but that basically could be indicating a racial slur. It's, you know, I had to actually ask somebody because I'd never heard of this specific term. And I really look at it and go, it honestly was probably an accident. This is made by a Korean team, so I don't think that they put it into the game as a joke or anything. I just think it was an honest mistake. But that was censored and taken out of it. That's not what people are mad about. People don't give a fuck about that. The reason people are mad about the censorship in this game, and the reason why I stand with the fact that I don't think any game should be censored, but specifically this game here, they shouldn't be censoring outfits, and that's what it all boils down to. So if you see here, I'll scroll down a little bit. We can see some pictures, and I'll pull them up here. Like, this is what her outfit looked like uncensored. This is what it looks like censored. This is more of the bigger one, the Holiday Rabbit's probably the most noticeable. But it's important to note, when you beat the game, there's 34 outfits you unlock for this character. And it just goes like, why is this stuff being censored? It seems ridiculous. Like there's no fucking reason to censor that, right? It just seems like a wild thing. So, and you might look at this and a lot of people are looking at this movement and going, well, that's fucking stupid. Like, it's really not that big of a deal. And I think the important thing to note and to take a step back and look at is this person here, Grums, who's kind of leading this movement and leading this petition, which I'll throw up in a minute, is not doing this because he's angry about this one game being censored. It's just been pushed back for the last couple of years from these games journalists that are very clearly extreme leftist political, and community managers, which, in my opinion, being a video game community manager has become the biggest fucking joke in the entire industry. It's nothing but a bunch of weirdos that want to push their own ideology on everybody else to make themselves feel more, quote unquote, comfortable. So that's a topic for another time. So this is the petition here. As you guys can see, it's up to 21,180 signatures out of 25,000 is the new goal. I've watched this thing grow since yesterday from 5,000 to 10,000 to 15 and so on. It just keeps growing. Like, it's a real thing that people are pissed about. Fine, great. And here's my thing. Go ahead, make this petition. That's fine. What I think is a little ridiculous, and we'll get back to it here, is the 8-step plan. 8-step plan. Some of the things that this man wants you to do, and I think this is just going a little extreme and a little too far. Cancel your PlayStation Plus subscription, because the whole point of this is they're not mad, and this whole group and the people that are mad about the censorship in this game, they're not mad about the censorship in this game because of the studio Shift Up who created the game. They're mad at Sony because this is a Sony mandate. Sony are the people that stepped in because they're the publishers of the game. They said, hey, no, we're not doing that. Even though we have time and time again the last couple of years, like actual simulated sexual encounters in a couple big PlayStation games. Last of Us Part 2 is a big one I can throw out there. But no, this is not, a couple boobs on the screen, some cleavage, a little too far apparently. But the real reason why this thing has boiled over, and the real reason I wanted to make the video, is to highlight some of these just fucking terrible quote unquote games journalists in the medium that are just fucking the worst people in the world. This whole thing is kind of led by one woman, which, if you give me a moment here. So the big one here that we kind of lead with here is Alyssa Mercante, who she is the senior editor of Kotaku, everybody's favorite website to hate, Kotaku. What I don't understand is the internet pretty much, except for a small minority of people, most of the internet thinks of Kotaku as a giant fucking joke. It's a joke of a website. Nobody likes Kotaku. Nobody unless you're some weirdo, which there are a lot of those out there that, support it, or the people that are posting, because they're the only people that can post comments on Kotaku articles are the weirdos that they accept. Kotaku is a trash fire. It's been a sticking point with me for the last 15 years as just a terrible fucking website, but ever since like 2016, it's gotten 10 times worse, to the point that everything is political. Everything has to be, a certain way or it's bad. And this person here, who is a former cam girl, by the way, it should be pointed out, this woman used to be a sex worker and then tries to claim that cam girl work is not sex work. I'm sorry, but if you were shaking your ass on camera for money, that's sex work. Okay? Newsflash, get over it. Standard. Let's talk about the double standard. So this person will tell you, hey man, guess what? Fuck Stellar Blade. It over-sexualizes this woman. It's not a good game. Everybody should hate it. She'll throw a fit about it, but then she'll post shit like this. Look at this. Mommy, sorry, posting like this. This is an actual like depiction, nude woman in Hades 2. Read some of these comments here. It's fucking disgusting in my opinion. Also, Hades doesn't animate these characters, so it's like you're encountering carved or painted versions of them because they are Greek gods. There's no excessive jiggle or the chance to oogle breathing animations. It's static. It's ancient, kind of hot. There is power there. Also, everyone in Hades is hot. It's got everything: twinks, bears, dommy mommies, scary daddies, bodacious babes, weird little guys, feral girls, cursed, not going to say that word, sexy days, brooding boys. And then she wrote an article about it. Look at this fucking game. Not to mention, we have to point out that they took one Greek god who is a overweight male in a wheelchair with what looks to be one robotic, like this, like if you look up a picture of this Greek god, this is not what they look like. It's just so forced upon everybody. Nobody wants this. You know what? I'll say this too. Like, I played Hades 1. I thought Hades 1 was a pretty good video game. I thought it was very enjoyable. It's a very good roguelike. I love roguelike games. Rogue Legacy, one of my favorite of those of all time. And I love Rogue Legacy 2 as well. Hades, I thought was really good. Was it my game of the year it came out? No. This, I have no fucking interest in it because it's just all of this woke nonsense. Like, again, and I think that's the important thing that people need to remember and understand is it's not that people don't want diversity in video games. We do want diversity. Has existed in video games all the way back since its inception. Look at something like the original Street Fighter. Look how diverse the cast of that game is. Look how diverse the cast of Mortal Kombat is, okay? Like, you can go back and you can see how diverse casts of video games were. Nobody's arguing that, and nobody's arguing that they don't want to have diversity in video games. What people are arguing here is this idea of forced diversity and this constant, like, well, we had to change out this character who used to be this race, and now it's this race. Well, why did you do that? Or the ridiculous, and this one might get me in a little bit of trouble, but I'm going to say it anyways, this narcissist view of I have to see myself in the character that I'm playing as, which is such a selfish fucking thing. And I do not understand what that is all about. I cannot understand that. When I sit down and I play a video game, okay, be it, I'll use this will be a trigger one, but I'll use it anyways. Tomb Raider, okay? I love the 2013 reboot of Tomb Raider, and I love its 2 sequels, okay? When I sit down and play that game, do I want to see myself as Lara Croft? No. That's not why I'm playing the fucking game. I'm playing the game to see what her character experience is and what her journey is about. That's the whole fucking point of these stories. Just like it's the whole point of going and seeing a movie. Okay, it's the same thing. You go to enjoy and watch the experience of something else. Okay, when I want to insert myself into it, that takes me out of the experience. I'm not interested in that. Okay, like, yeah, I can go and I can, play I can go and play Starfield or Fallout 4 as, my co-host of Podcast 572, Dan, and that's fun, and, we're having a good time with that, but again, I'm not looking at it as like, I'm the fucking character in this game. It's still about that character's story. And that's the point that I'm trying to make. I don't understand this mindset of I have to see myself in every character that I play as. It's fucking nonsense. Stop it. Just stop it. Let people make what they want to make. And that's the whole point of the video. Like, I've been very mum on Gamergate 2.0 this entire time. I've been him and Han. I've made a couple videos and actually deleted them because I was like, I don't know if I want to get my voice involved in Gamergate 2. Because my opinions are, I side with gamers on this. I side with, the whole Sweet Baby Detected situation. I think that's a great thing to point out. Point out the work that these people are doing. Why wouldn't you want to celebrate it? Here's my thing. If you're a DEI company and you're being contracted by all these different companies to come in and make games more diverse, wouldn't you want to celebrate that instead of hide it? The fact that you're hiding it tells me that you're doing something that probably isn't right. Because you wouldn't hide it otherwise. So it just doesn't make sense. It's a ridiculous situation. I've been sitting on the sidelines watching it boil over the last couple months here. I agree. I mean, again, hashtag free Stellar Blade, but I look at it from the point of view that, hey man, do this because we don't want to see this continue to happen with video games. Don't just do it because it's this one game, and the whole idea of an 8 plan that Grumps had, I think it's too much. Like doing this, that, and the other. It's too many fucking things. It's too much. Okay. Do a couple things on that list, maybe. You don't need to do all 8. Like I'm not canceling my PlayStation Plus service. And a better reason to cancel PlayStation Plus right now would be because it now costs $80, at least in the US here, just to play online, just to have cloud saves. That's a reason to cancel PlayStation Plus, not because you can't see the full cleavage in Stellar Blade. But again, I digress. Like, these games shouldn't be censored in the way that they're being censored, and it's ridiculous. And if you don't take a stand, it's only going to continue. So I'm sure we'll be talking about this on the next episode of Podcast 572. Please try to keep this civil in the comments. Remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, until next time.